Hey guys, it's B here and welcome back to the main phase. Today we're going through a little video called, which I'm going to start calling, which I'm thinking about calling NR deck building process. So this is sort of going into the process of finding cards for a deck rather than just what decks a card should run, what cards a deck should run. So like looking at different staples, different extender options, stuff like that. So for this deck, we're going to be something that I'm planning on submitting for the Deck Fest. So we're going to be going for Exodia, and as you might know, that the Exodia head is actually an SR, but me and some other people have been planning around a deck where it still uses stuff like Obliterate. So for this Exodia deck, we'll be running 3 Obliterate and 3 Legendary Exodia card, and then we'll also be running where is it? Forbidden One. We'll also be running one of each piece, and this is the unfortunate part about playing on Master Duel. You can only use one of each piece, and 3 Exodia Necros. Okay, right. So we've got the actual archetype here, but you might notice that we've not actually got that many cards. So we've got to think about what stuff we can use to fill out the rest of the deck, because we don't want to just run a bunch of staples. So right, so let's look through the cards we've got. So we've got Obliterate. So Obliterate is a continuous trap. So let's see if there's any ways to search continuous traps to start off. That's not how you spell continuous. Ah, God. You just read it. It's right there. Why is it spelled like that? Bruh. Okay, so let's look at the things that can search, if anything can search continuous traps. Right, so we've got stuff like... So this can protect itself. That's not great, actually. What else do we have? Honestly, I don't think there is much. I don't think there is much that can search continuous traps. That being said, we do have, like, Booby Trap E, which can recover stuff, and we also have Magic Planter that can draw cards. But now we're seeing that we've got a deck focused around a thing, and we look at the other monsters that work with the thing. We've actually got True Draco, so we could try putting some of them in the deck and seeing how that would work. So let's put some True Draco monsters in the deck. So let's put 3 of these 2 and 3 of that one. And then we got to look at the True Draco traps. So let's go True Draco. Okay, so we've got Return. We've got Apocalypse. Those three are good. And then these 2, what do these 2 do? These 2 are the ones that pop spell traps. So right, so you see how we can take a deck that normally wouldn't have really a need for the like have enough cards to build a deck and just suddenly get all the cards we need. So now we should look at the other Exodia cards. So honestly I think it might be better to run like 2 Exodias. Okay, now we can look at staples. So we did see before, we did see that card, the Magic Planter. So Magic Planter might be good because just being able to draw cards for free. So we can run that, and then we should probably running Mystical Space Typhoon. Okay, look, and now we've just got 1 card we can add. So let's just add a copy of a Floodgate. So let's add a Summoner's Curse. It's Summoning Curse, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so now you can see how we've just been able to build a deck from scratch without having to really spend that much time on it. So yeah, just looking at cards that function with stuff that you've got is one of the main tips that I'd give. Okay, so let's actually let's scrap this deck, and then let's go and build another deck. So let's create new, and we'll just pick a random archetype. So let's just scroll through until we get to the Ns and Rs. Okay, so let's try building... Let's try building Ancient Warriors, because Ancient Warriors have a bunch of cards that are NR, so let's try building them. Okay, right, so let's look at Ancient Warriors stuff. We'll search NR because there's quite a lot of stuff in this archetype, I think. And so let's look at the cards we've got. Okay, so we've got Loyal Guanyon, which can summon itself. This card's great, so we'll run 3 of that, obviously. And then we've got Valiant Zhang Di that can also summon itself, and it also has other effects, so we can run a couple of those too. And then we got to look at the other stuff. So Fearsome Zhang Yu summons itself, but you need to have something that can battle. So let's run a couple of those, but we don't want to run too many because if it's a brick if we don't draw it with others. In fact, we can also run 2 of this guy just because of the same reason. So this guy, when it's searched, it summons itself, which is quite useful, and it's in negate. So we'll run 3 of him. Okay, then this guy is a searcher, so we should probably run 3 of him, and then 3 of the other 2 search. This one adds from graveyard. Does this guy add from deck? Yeah, that one adds from deck. This guy adds from graveyard, and then this one pops spells or traps. So this guy's actually pretty good. What does this guy do? Half the attack of 2 face-up monsters on the field. That's decent. That's decent. We'll run 3 of that as well. So you see how... okay, so we've got the Ancient Warrior monsters now. So let's quickly look into the spells and traps. So we've got this guy, which is a Searcher. We'll run 3 of that. I swear I've read these cards before. I've just not all of them, obviously, though. This card is decent. This card is decent. Just being able to prevent your opponents from activating their monster effects during your turn. So we'll run a couple of those. It's searchable, of course. This guy's great. Just being able to half a monster's attack. Then this one destroys cards. We've actually got a spoiled version of that. That's good. Okay, so then what do these spells and traps do? So this one doesn't let you prevents your opponent's monsters from targeting yours, and then you can banish it from your graveyard. That's really good, actually. And then what does this one do? It protects them from battle and just summons a token. We'll run 1. Okay, so you see how now we see that we've actually got a lot of continuous spells in this deck, but we don't want to run True Dracos because that would be too much. So let's quickly look at Beast Warriors. If we've got any Beast Warrior support legal. So as you can see, we've actually got Gyoku, which can be better than MST in this deck because we've got a ability to give our Beast Warriors a little bit of a boost. So we'll run a couple of those, and we've also got the Giant Horn of Heaven. And since our deck is quite battle focused, like the things, we can run this to be able to give ourselves a boost. And then we've got 1 card left, so we'll run a Mystical Space Typhoon to finish it off. Okay, so you see, so now we've got this deck, so let's go into Beast Warriors again, and we can see that we can now start filling out our extra deck. So we've got these monsters here. We've got the Daruma Doll and the Rugal. While Tri-Brigade itself isn't in the deck, we can still summon these, and we should probably running 3 of this, actually, because this one's really good. Okay, then we can look at generic stuff, so we can see we've actually got a lot of level 4s in the deck, and we've got some level 7s. So we'll add some like rank 4s, so we'll add like Malevolent Sin to Rhapsody. What else can we add? We can add like Giant Crab. Right. We can add Crab King. Why am I adding a regular one? We can add the shiny one. And we can also add stuff like Heartland Draco. Okay, so now we've got a few. We've got a few rank level things, so we can add some rank 7s as well. So we should search via the search function. So we should go like Xyz. We can go 7. And we've got a few options. So I think the best option is we can actually run an engine with Absolute Dragon and the Vortex Dragon, but we can also run Earth Smasher. So we can run this. So let's just run the Vortex Dragon. Okay, you see how it's not actually, we can just look through the different cards that are available in an archetype and just be able to put together a deck like that. There are much more in-depth stuff, so we can. So if you'd be interested in more videos going into the ins and outs of building a deck for this type of format, then I'd be more than happy to just let me know in the comments. You can join our Discord server in the description. We plan on hosting more NR tournaments, we just haven't in a while. And you, of course, just subscribe to the channel. Thanks and bye.